the economy is doing well. The legislature is really focused on, I think, the most important challenges that the community has brought forward. Housing is a big issue all across the state, homelessness, lots of discussion about traffic and many, many others. So I think we're making terrific progress.
What are some of your priorities this year for the state and especially for Kauai?
Well, this has been a big session about education. It really is about making sure that our students have the best opportunity to succeed in the 21st century, and that really requires different skills that each community is different. So it really is about empowering schools, about trusting those closest to the children with the decisions about what program makes the best sense in each and every community across the state. I think sustainability is a big one. Part of our sustainability plan is to manage the natural resources from the mountain to the sea better. So that really comes into play in a couple of different areas. It really is about protecting the watershed and the native forests that exist there, because that's where clean fresh water begins, and all the way down to the ocean. As you know, we are working to implement the community management plan out in Hyena, and trying to balance access to the ocean and protection of customary and traditional rights with just general use by the general public. So it's about finding that balance between access and use and conservation and protection. As you know, we just completed the agreement with the federal government to add the Office of Hawaiian Affairs as a co-trustee of Papahanaumokuakea, and we really advocated strongly for that with the federal government because we think it's important that Native Hawaiian culture and tradition is part of our planning and thinking for Papahanaumokuakea. As you know, we worked with the fishing community, especially here on Kauai, to make sure that commercial fishers and the local fishers weren't impacted by the expansion of Papahanaumokuakea. And then, so going forward, it really is about working with the federal government, thinking about how we can protect and preserve that resource in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. I think it's really important to assure that we can continue to provide access to Native Hawaiians and traditional practitioners. And I think most importantly, our effort has really been how can we incorporate traditional management practices of Hawaiians and Native Hawaiians into how we steward the natural resources in our community. We do know that many of the jobs in the innovation economy will require more than high school skills. And Kauai Community College plays an important part of that, and the University of Hawaii plays an important part of that. I am really committed to early college and ensuring that our high school students all across the state, including the Kauai high schools, really have the opportunity to earn dual credits, high school credits and college credits at the same time. It really can save our community, our parents, our families tuition if their students, if their young people can earn college credit while they're still in high school. I think most importantly, we have seen that the early college program really increases the college going rate. Students who have the opportunity, who can be encouraged and inspired by their success in college level courses while they're high school students, are more inclined to pursue advanced degrees, Associate of Arts degrees, or a bachelor's and master's degree. And I think that adds to the human capital in our community. I was proud to be in Washington, D.C. as the governor of the state of Hawaii. And my expression to the other governors is that this really is an opportunity for governors to lead. The National Governors Association is truly a bipartisan organization, and we focus on our similarities and our areas of agreement in order for us to forge priorities to move forward. And we took that message to the president and cabinet members, and we took that message to the Congress, that governors want to be part of the solution of making America work again. And we believe that we have the knowledge and that it isn't one size fits all in the entire country. And we believe that the governors can be part of finding solutions to them for the president, for the Congress, for the nation. I think that that's an ongoing challenge. I think we all have to do our parts to encourage. I do think that a lot of the negative campaigning have turned people off to voting, and in Hawaii, historically we've not really supported the kind of negative campaigning that has really swept across the country. But still, we have low voter turnout. So I think it begins in a community-wide education effort. It has to start in the schools where our children are learning what the key skills of good citizenship are. But then it really needs to expand past into every aspect, businesses and the general community, to get and encourage people to vote and participate. Well, the state has made that a priority. As you know, we've worked with the legislature. We've increased the investment into the rental housing revolving fund, which funds affordable rentals. And we've changed the dwelling unit revolving fund to allow the state and the counties to participate in common infrastructure that enables housing. So we do have an aggressive housing plan to produce 10,000 housing units by 2020. We've been working with the developers, we've been working with the counties to see how we can coordinate planning and infrastructure projects to enable housing. And then most importantly, we've looked internally about how we can change the state processes to streamline it, working with developers. We've identified the bottlenecks. We've changed the state process to be more aligned with what the developers expect in the private sector. And we hope to see many more affordable housing projects here on Kauai as well as statewide. Right? I do think that from the state level, we're encouraging smart cities and diversity of mobility. We have supported the Tiger Grant here on Kauai that looks to make Lihue and a more walkable city. The mayor's path along the ocean, I think, is a great opportunity to encourage people to get out of cars. So I think it's a combination of all of those things. We do need to make investments in infrastructure. Traffic is a huge challenge and a priority across the state because we see more traffic congestion. But we need to support bikeways and opportunities to walk, to create a live, work, play kind of communities where people can live, have their job, and shop and get everything that they need in their community so that the travel is reduced.